After almost 14 months, Naomi Osaka has lost a tennis match, falling to Maria Sakkari 6-love, 6-4 in the Miami Open quarterfinals. Getting right into it, the first turning point happened in the first game of the match, where Osaka actually looked pretty strong going up 40-love. Sakkari though started punishing some of her short second serves. Now speaking of second serves, practically every point she lost in that game, Naomi missed her first serve and offered up the weak second. Throughout this entire match, Maria was able to take advantage of Naomi's second serve, which was never truly that powerful to begin with. It just has quite a bit of kick. The Greek woman made a conscious effort to step in and take the ball earlier before it got too high out of her strike zone, which paid off very well. She stood pretty much inside the baseline on all of Osaka's second serves, which could have thrown the world number 2 off a bit more. Maria also made a conscious effort to go deep and up the middle against Naomi, which is always a good play as it prevents the number of angles she has. She was missing those middle shots like crazy, Osaka was, especially in the first set as she committed 12 unforced errors and hit 0 winners, which is incredible. Also, as you can see there, she only made 35% of her first serves and managed to grab just 8 points in total. The win was also a factor here, which Sakkari clearly handled much better than Osaka. In the second set, Sakkari's game dipped a bit, which Naomi took advantage of, getting the early break and going up 3-love. Here I thought that the set was hers because in that third game of the second set, she saved like 3 break points and it looked like the momentum was completely on her side. Osaka did go up 4-1 but lost her serve in the 7th game, this time unable to save all the break points. Despite losing the next game, she still looked in decent shape, going up 40-love, looking to make Maria serve to stay in the match. However, Sakkari shocked us once again, winning 5 consecutive points to break and eventually win the match. This match, Naomi was constantly under stress on her serve, and she only had one game where she didn't face a break point, which is pretty much due to her poor first serve percentage. It was crazy to see her being on the defensive on her service games, because normally she's very dominant. She's prone to hitting like multiple aces per service game. I don't even think she hit more than 2 aces against Sakkari today, and really Maria took it to her on every single service game, which was pretty much something we've never seen before. This could be important though for future opponents of Osaka because Maria pretty much exposed how weak the Osaka second serve is, as it's probably going to be the weakest shot you see all rally from the Japanese woman. I think that Naomi overall should be very proud of herself with this 23 match win streak. It was the 9th longest one since 2000, and it's her first loss since that Fed Cup match in Spain where she struggled a lot mentally when she was crying, and how she was able to flip that around and just go on this absolute tear for 13 months, not losing a single match, is really incredible. So hats off to her. Now it will be interesting to see how she does during the clay court swing. It's not her favorite surface, and she is prone to having rough patches after losing consecutive matches or having poor performances in tournaments back to back. So we will see. We also know that Naomi is a player that excels with momentum, and I'm not sure that she'll have that momentum first having this loss and then going into the clay court season, which again is not her strongest surface, although things may change. She has that new coach Wim Fizette. She hasn't yet played a match on clay, having Fizette under her or in her coaching box, so maybe things will be different. We don't know, but it will be interesting to see nonetheless. Now, I'm not necessarily surprised that Naomi lost this match, and in this manner her losses do tend to be messy straight set defeats, and Sakkari is very talented. As we saw in New York last year, she beat Serena and she nearly beat her in the US Open. She played incredible, and I really thought that she'd be having her breakout moment much sooner. I actually predicted her to reach the Australian Open semifinals, and I think a problem with Sakkari is that she tends to kind of underplay and not play her best against opponents ranked lower than her or kind of similar, but she pretty much excels against anyone ranked higher than her, which explains why she played so well against Naomi today. So it seems like this tournament might be a big turnaround for her, and I wouldn't be surprised really if she did go on to win and claim this title. Sakkari was also very gutsy. Against Naomi, she went for her shots, and when facing that break point down 3-4 in the second set, she went for that faster second serve, which paid off. And then also in her previous match against Jessica Pegula, she saved 6 match points, 5 of them just being clean winners. So that shows you how gutsy and how fearless she is at the moment. Now back to Naomi, she does miss out on reclaiming the world #1 ranking, as she'd have to win the tournament to overtake Ash Barty. That's a whole controversy in itself, because many people feel like Ash is undeserving of the top spot, not winning a major title in nearly 2 years. I do think that she deserves to be #1, and I actually am planning on making a separate video about this situation, so keep an eye on that. Now I do, however, have a problem with the ranking system as a whole, because it's crazy how Barty has more weeks at #1 than Venus, Sharapova, and Clijsters combined. She is guaranteed to have 72 weeks at the top spot now, which brings her to the 9th spot in the all-time #1 list. She won't be threatened to lose it again until Madrid in May. Barty will be in action tomorrow though against Elina Svitolina, as she tries to keep her title defense hopes alive. Now looking at the second women's quarterfinal of the day, the woman who last beat Naomi Osaka before Sakkari, Sarah Sorribes-Tormo, was in action against Bianca Andreescu. The Canadian is continuing her excellent run this week, beating the gritty Spaniard 6-4, 4-6, 6-3. This match was an absolute slugfest, as Sorribes-Tormo absolutely grinded and pushed BB to the limit. However, Andreescu, being the great champion she is, battled through and came out on top of another 3-set battle. Andreescu had been struggling physically in this match and looks pretty spent, so I will give the edge to Sakkari in their match tonight, but honestly I wouldn't be surprised if Bianca once again overcame the ailments and rose above. Looking at the men's results, Jannik Sinner overcame multiple deficits to beat crafty Kazakhstanian Alexander Bublik 7-6, 6-4. In the semis, he'll meet Roberto Bautista Agut, who defeated top seed Daniil Medvedev 6-4, 6-2. This result isn't really too surprising because Bautista Agut had beaten Daniil twice before. The Russian looked really out of it and had periods of tanking. Nonetheless, credit to Agut for a solid performance. That's all for this video, and let me know your thoughts of Osaka's loss and Barty's #1 streak in the comment section below. Also, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you're notified whenever we post new content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time here on Grand Slam Tennis News Today.